Doesn't it feel great to be alive on a Saturday evening on YouTube as a lovely human being on a Saturday or what? Hey guys, Ryan here. Hope all you guys are having a great start to your weekend so far. I hope you are all having a wonderful and magical Saturday, and hopefully you guys don't mind me having a little bedhead dry hair. I really need to condition my hair. My hair is a mess right now, guys, but hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. But well, let's get right down to business, guys. Welcome back to the channel of Positive Time with Ryan. So, guys, we are going to continue my life experience and my life living with autism. So you're probably wondering now, what is my story time going to be tonight? And that's a really good question, because tonight's episode is dealing my life autistic experience dealing with law enforcement. So I just want to point this out, guys. I think we can talk more about this next month, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I will be talking about my mental health experience, because I do have mental health issues, and I've been in a mental hospital over 10 times in my life. So we will probably talk more about that into next month. However, I have had to deal with law enforcement due to my autism. I've had outbursts, temper tantrums, meltdowns, whatever you want to call it. And I just want to state on the record, I am very lucky and I am very fortunate that I have never had a bad encounter with law enforcement. Every time the cops have been called on me, yes, the cops have been called on me, it has been professional, calm. It's never gotten out of hand. And really, law enforcement has sat down with me. They have talked to me. They have always said that if I ever need to talk to anyone, they are always willing to talk to me, sit down with me, and all that. And I want to say right from the get-go, I am very fortunate to have that. I want you to understand that my name is on a list. And I live in Boise, Idaho, which is Ada County. And there is 2 lists my name is on when it comes to law enforcement in Ada County. I am on a crisis list and I am on a mental health list. Therefore, anytime the cops are going to be called on me, my name will pop up on those 2 lists. There were certain officers with the sheriff's department that will respond to a call regarding me. It is not VIP treatment. It is nothing very fun. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is a little at times scary. I've had the cops called on me to the extent that they've had to literally talk me down. Yes, I have been handcuffed. I've never been arrested, though. I've had deputies literally have to do a bear hug on me to just make sure I don't hurt myself and all that. But really, law enforcement, I'm very fortunate that I've always had a good encounter. I've heard a lot of people with autism that have not always had that. So I don't take it for granted. I understand that not everybody with autism has a pleasant experience with law enforcement, but I want to state for the record, I'm very fortunate to have that. I have a lot of respect for law enforcement. I have a lot of friends of mine that are in law enforcement, and it's not always a fun topic to talk about, with law enforcement and autism. But hold on. Sorry guys, my mom was being annoying, but it's very important for you guys to understand that, law enforcement guys, I want you to understand that law enforcement has a very tough job. And, it's really a job that I would not want to have. I mean, they deal with a lot of crazy situations, and they deal with a lot of people that don't deserve a lot of patience, and they have to give that people patience. But yeah, like I said, I've never had a bad experience with law enforcement. But I'll say it again, I don't take this for granted. I know a lot of people who deal with autism people, and they look at me and they're like, how in the living world do you just have good experiences? And it comes down to this, okay? I'm not afraid of law enforcement. I'm not afraid that they're going to overreact. I've really, that's something that a lot of people fear, and it's just something I don't. I'm really lucky to know some great police officers. I'm even more blessed that they know me. They know my history. They like it's kind of like they're stalking me a little bit. Like they know where I work. They know a lot of these like law enforcement officers that have had to deal with me. They know my day-to-day schedule throughout 365 days a year without me having to tell them. They reach out to me a lot, just to make sure that I'm okay. Just out of an instance, a few months ago, I had a text come across my phone, and it was a police officer that had to deal with me in the past. And all he wanted to do is he didn't really want to, like, it wasn't like, hey, we're going to catch up and talk. He just wanted to make sure that everything was fine, that if I had any questions, if I had anything I wanted to talk about that I didn't want to talk about with my doctors or my family, that he would always be able to listen. And that is something you just don't always see in every situation. I've said this a lot over the channel this month on the series, that despite what is going on in the autistic community with law enforcement, you still need to respect them. You still need to understand that dealing on an autism call is not an easy call for law enforcement. Never is. Whether the police officer is familiar with the person or not, a very simple, calm, peaceful encounter can go out of chaos in a matter of moments. And I literally talk to a lot of law enforcement officers, and it's crazy to say this, but every time I am in contact with them, I say thank you. I thank them for what they do. I thank them for how they deal with me. And I really, guys, I don't just say thank you. I really thank them that they are willing to help me. They are willing to listen to me. They are willing to hear me out. They are willing to be there for me when I need to talk to someone. Something that doesn't happen every day. When a police officer gives me their business card and they say, if you need to talk, here's my number. At first, I was afraid to do it. I didn't know if I would get in trouble. I didn't want to get yelled at. And then bippity, boppity, boo, right out of the blue, guys, they meant it. There was a time last summer where I was in a really like depressive mode, and it wasn't depressing to the extent I needed to go to the ER, but I was having a hard time, and I reached out to a deputy, and she texted me right back, and you know what? She helped me the best she could. She talked to me. She just said that, we all have bad days, but I'm happy you are not, you're reaching out. So I want you guys to understand, if you have autism, you know someone who has autism, don't be afraid to reach out to law enforcement. Guys, you got to understand that law enforcement has two jobs: to protect the community and serve the community. And dealing with autism, that is a way they serve the community. It doesn't mean that they're going to be mean about it. Maybe there is someone that is having a rough time, and maybe you just can't, they don't want to deal with you. They don't want to talk to you. And that's where you can call law enforcement, and they will show up, and they will have a pleasant conversation and all that. But you need to explain, this is what my tip is. If you ever call the police for someone with autism, please let them know that, hey, this person has autism, or say, hey, I have autism. It's really important they know that right off the bat, because when they get on scene, they already know a little bit about this person. Therefore, it's going to be a whole lot more calmer, and it's going to end in a good resolution. If you guys are any cops out there, law enforcement, or you know someone in law enforcement, their job is not easy by any means. But there's a lot of police agencies that do not have a really good background on how to deal with autism. It doesn't make that agency bad. It doesn't make the police officers with that agency bad. All it states, guys, is that they are not familiar with it. When I was in high school, all the police agencies in where I live were not really trained in autism, and now they are. You know, I said it at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of Autism Awareness Month. Autism is something that is in the world every day. It grows every day. It needs to be brought to more awareness every day. But I want you guys to not be afraid of law enforcement if you're autistic. I want you guys to understand that maybe you can help them, you can educate them, you could give them advice, because I know police officers out there, they want to protect the community and serve, and if they can learn any new way to do that, a lot of times they're open for it. But guys, I really want to say, again, I don't take it for granted. My experience with law enforcement is so phenomenal. They've helped me with my mental health so many times. Like I could count numerous times that it could have gone bad in an instant, and it never did. You know, there were times I was in a mental episode where I didn't even know my own mom's name. I didn't know my own girlfriend's name. I didn't know my own dog's name. And law enforcement was called on that incident, and they were able to calm me down. So really, guys, I want you to understand that they're not bad. Law enforcement is not bad, but it does need to be trained. I think a lot of officers need to be trained on autism, and a lot of police agencies do as well. But do not get me wrong, I support law enforcement 100%. Yes, there's a lot of times I don't always agree with how they handled something, but I still respect them. I still admire them, guys, at the end of the day, and I really hope you guys will too. But if you guys ever need advice on how you can tell police about autism, please feel free to ask me down below. I'm more than happy to help you out in any way I can. But it does need to be brought. So don't be afraid. You know, autism, law enforcement, really good. There's nothing bad about it. It does need to be brought to awareness a whole lot more. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I don't take it. I guess my main goal, guys, is I'm blessed and I'm thankful that I have a lot of people in law enforcement that are willing to help me. And they're willing to talk to me, and they're willing, you know, a lot of times they can calm me down better than my mom can. They can calm me down better than my friends can. They can calm me down better than my own psychiatrist can. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. I have a great psychiatrist, Dr. Adsbury. Love you, bro. But yeah, I mean, so I think we can talk a lot more about this and go into a lot more detail next month, because next month we will have Mental Health Awareness Month. I will be discussing my mental health journey, my mental health hospital experience. But I don't want to do that until you guys have questions for me. So if you guys have any questions you want me to talk about my mental health experience, especially my mental hospital experience, start asking them now. I'm willing to write them down so I can answer them. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm blessed. I'm really blessed and thankful to have a great experience with law enforcement, a great relationship with them as well. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. So, all right, guys, I hope you are all having a awesome Saturday so far. If you're going to go out tonight, make sure you go out, have a blast, rock it, make it memorable, but have a designated driver and all that. So, other than that, guys, you all know the drill. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and that like. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see all you guys right back here tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to discuss something very, very interesting about my autistic life. And it's actually something on how I asked someone to go on a date with me. That's going to be something you won't want to miss tomorrow. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.